So welcome everyone to our practice this evening. This is Jenny and Cyndy. Cyndy will be our model tonight, and it is also Cyndy's birthday. So woo! Happy birthday to you, Cyndy.
Thank you
for being here tonight. But I thought, in honor of your birthday, we could have a theme about birthdays, maybe rebirth, maybe transformation. So there's all sorts of options if it's not your birthday. The other thing is, like this time of year, I have a lot of family birthdays, and I'm used to celebrating them with my family. And we're not doing that so much. So in honor of anyone who is feeling the same way about not being able to celebrate with family members, this class is for all of you. So let's start on our back. Make your way down however you like. We're gonna use the blanket, maybe the block, and possibly a strap. If you don't have a strap, use a tea towel. Cyndy, if you would lengthen long through your legs to begin with, and inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And then palms face one another, and if you can, bring the palms together. Good, and flex the feet, press out through the heels, good. Imagine that you are a candle. And Cyndy's making a face, she's like, I am not a candle. But play around with the idea here. The hands are the flame. And then just take a breath and feel lengthening through the body. And then release the palms away from one another and bring the arms back down next to the torso. Good. And walk the feet wide, about as wide as your mat. And then bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Good. Close the eyes or turn the gaze downward. And just settle in here. Feel the body melting into the mat. Think about the last 365 days of your life. We've had ups and downs, trials and tribulations, joys and sorrows. So I want you to inhale and feel that breath ignite the flame that resides inside of you as you inhale. And then as you exhale, nice and long and slow, let go of any sorrows, regrets, disappointments from the past year. And then inhale, fill the lungs, allow that breath to fan the fire, transformation, joy of rebirth. And as you exhale, once again, letting go of any disappointments. And one final time here, inhale, celebrating yourself, cherishing your life, who you are, your best self. Exhale, soften in the jaw, melt into the mat. And release the hands from the body, bend into both knees and plant the feet flat. Good. And from here, draw the right knee into the chest. Good, and use your hands to move that knee around a little bit, widening to the side. Good. All right, and then we're coming into half happy baby on the right side. So lifting the foot towards the sky, bending deeply into the knee, I'm drawing that knee up towards the armpit, and if this pose is not accessible, if the foot is not accessible, feel free to wrap the hand around the back of the thigh, and you can also bring your tea towel or your strap into the pose and wrap the strap around the foot. And then the left leg can stay bent or extend long. And then we're going to stay in this pose for about a minute. Feel free, if it ever becomes uncomfortable, I want you to feel free to move out of the pose, to maybe lift and lower the leg a little bit or bend back into the left knee. So we'll start now. Soften your breath. Reflect on the last 365 days. Soften and melt. Maybe reflect on the idea of transformation, of dreams yet to come true, of new endeavors that you'd like to explore. You have about 20 more seconds. Direct your breath to anywhere you might feel some tension, and begin to draw that knee back in, release the leg long. Good. Then inhale and bend again into that right knee, foot flat. And here's where you might want your block. We're going to allow that right knee to lower out to the right side, coming into a reclined tree pose. Good. Arms about 45 degrees wide, palms flipped. Draw the shoulder blades onto the back body. Deepen the breath here. As I was exploring the theme for this evening, I came across a book called Simple Abundance by Sarah Von Breathnach. And she encourages all of us to celebrate our birthdays in our own ways. So instead of depending on others, really being thoughtful about what's important to ourselves on our birthdays and celebrating and cherishing ourselves, however that might look to each individual person. Inhale and sweep the arms overhead in this reclined tree. Cyndy, if you can bring the palms to face one another, or maybe the palms reach. Feel the lengthened spine. Feel what it's like to be in this reclined tree without weight in the foot, but feeling engagement in the legs. And exhale and release the arms wide. Good. Slowly draw that right knee back up. Good. Bend into the left knee. And draw that left knee and the right knee into the chest here and rock back and forth left and right. Good. And then lower the right foot to your mat. Keep the knee bent. Good. And then move that left leg and knee about a little bit, just loosening up in the hip joint there. And then moving into half happy baby on the left side, so bending deeply into that knee, into the left knee, maybe clasping the foot or using your strap, or again, just placing the hands behind the left thigh. And then as you're breathing through this pose, notice any tension and try and soften through it. And then if the pose feels too tight, uncomfortable in any way, move out of it. Move that left leg up and down or release entirely. And I'm starting our timer. And breathe. Relax. Direct the breath to that side of the body, anywhere you feel tightness. And reflect on this quote from Simple Abundance. You are the only person on earth capable of giving yourself the birthday ritual you deserve. One that is nurturing with genuine indulgences, well-spent moments, joyful simplicities, contemplation, closure, beauty, and celebration. Many people who love you will try, but no one can celebrate your birthday exactly the way you need for it to be observed. Take a breath. And begin to release. Lengthen right, stretch that leg long, and then bend back into the left knee, foot flat. Switch your block, or maybe use the blanket. Support that knee as it falls out to the left side. Draw your attention to your arms. They can be about 45 degrees from the torso. Palms flip towards the sky. Soften in the jaw, maybe separate the teeth, move the tongue, relax the tongue in the mouth. Breathe deeply here. Reflect on how often you take the time to celebrate yourself, to nourish and cherish yourself. And that's what we're doing on the mat this evening. Feel the support of the earth in this tree pose. Inhale and draw the arms overhead. Palms can meet or not, yogi's choice. Inhaling and fanning that flame. Encouraging growth and joyfulness and lightheartedness. Exhale, release the arms. Draw that knee up. Bend into the right knee as well and bring both of them back into the chest. Good. Rock back and forth, left and right. And then set the feet down, knees bent, arms long along the torso. Draw the stomach muscles in. Inhale, float the hips up, coming into a low lunge, a low bridge. Good. And then just notice how you feel here. The goal is to bring yourself, the pelvis, into a neutral state. So lengthen slightly through the tailbone, and then press into the feet and softly draw the heels towards the sit bones. And then check the effort here and back off a little. So this is soft engagement in the hamstrings. Just waking up the muscles. And take one more breath, inhaling and exhale, and slowly lower down. Good. Extend the legs long. Inhale the arms overhead, palms separate from one another. Walk the feet to the right side of your mat. Both heels move over to the right. Good. And then work your shoulders and head over towards the right side of the mat. Beautiful. And you can stay here, or you can play around, maybe cross that left ankle over the right. You can clasp hands, or leave the palms facing one another. Yogi's choice there. Direct the breath to the left side body. Feel stretch all along the left side. Softening, noticing any tightness, any discomfort, backing out if you're feeling discomfort. And uncross the left leg, work the heels back to midline, work the head and shoulders back to the midline, and we'll go to the other side. So walking the heels to the left side, working the shoulders and head over to the left, maybe crossing that right ankle over the left. Wrists can clasp one another, palms can meet, but the arms can be loose. And this time direct the breath to the right side body. Soften the jaw, soften the space between the eyebrows. Feel that fire on the in-breath. Exhale and receive. Then uncross the ankles. Work your way back to the midline. You can release the arms. Bring them back next to the torso. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Do that one more time. And then roll onto whichever side is calling you. Curl the knees in. Pausing on the side here. Notice any changes in the body since when we started. Then use the strength of the upper body to lift into tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, toes can be either curled under or released. Long spine, belly lifted, inhale. And as you exhale, curl the chin in, arch the back and drop the tailbone. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone, sink the belly. And then move at your pace here, flexing and extending the spine. Feeling this pose in both the front body and the back body. And really connecting the breath with the movement here. One last full movement through cat and cow. And then return to a flat back. And then walk the knees wide, touch the toes, and plant your right hand in the middle of your mat. Inhale, and sweep the left hand up to the sky, coming into a twist. Good, and just notice how far that left hand goes. It's okay if it doesn't go all the way up to the sky. Exhale and lower the left hand back to the mat and replace the left hand where the right hand was and sweep the right hand up to the sky. Good. Exhale and return. Come back to tabletop. And walk the hands one handprint forward and then bend into the elbows, lower the elbows to the mat and walk the knees back slightly. And we're coming into a puppy dog here. So lower the forehead to the earth if that's available to you. You can place a block under the forehead if that feels good, or a blanket as well. And then draw your attention to your stomach muscles. Lift the stomach muscles towards the spine to support the low back here. Shoulder blades on the back body. Gaze turns inward. Nice long breath here. Good. And then inhale and transition from puppy dog to Sphinx pose. So lowering down onto the elbows, lengthening long in the legs, bringing the hips down, rock back and forth in the pelvis. Good. Feel grounded here in the hip points, maybe lengthen through the toes. Draw the energy up the legs. Check in with the elbows. They should be under the shoulder blades. Draw the shoulder blades onto the back body. Good. Heart shines forward. Spread the fingers like rays of sunshine here. And breathe. And then inhale and transition back up to tabletop. Good. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Step that right foot between the hands, and you may need to work that foot forward. Good. Coming into a low lunge here. So scoot back on that left knee a little bit. Walk the hands up that right knee. Good. Lengthen through the spine. Think again about the belly, drawing the belly back, drawing the tailbone down slightly, supporting the low back here. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, palms meet. Coming into that candle or prayer position in the hands. And exhale, bring the hands back down to the knees and then down to the mat. Yep, Cyndy, you're fine. Good. Walk that right knee back to tabletop and switch sides. So work the left foot forward. Good. Work the right knee back a little bit so the weight is just above the knee. Draw the stomach muscles in and work your hands up to your knee. On the left side, good. Lengthen through the spine, stomach muscles draw in. Lots of muscular action in the legs so that the pelvis and low back are supported. Inhale and lift the arms to the sky. Good, palms together. Play around with reaching the shoulder blades up towards the ears. Good, and back. And then exhale, bring the hands back to the leg and then back to the earth and step that left knee back to tabletop. Good. And then walk the hand, actually come to sit, sorry. So Cyndy, if you would turn towards the camera, good. Maybe shake out the wrists a little bit. Bring the feet forward, knees bent, good. And then lift the toes off the mat. Perfect. And then connect with the belly here so the stomach is reaching, the muscles of the abdomen are reaching towards the spine. And bring the hands just behind the hips. Fingers point forward. Good. Elbows soft. And long spine here. Our heart shines forward. Good. And then we'll come into a modified cat where we're curling forward in the shoulder blades and the head so the chin comes towards the chest and the shoulder blades widen. And then inhale, lengthen. Good, heart shines forward, shoulder blades on the back body. And move again, curling in. And one more time. Lengthening, heart shines forward, shoulders on the back body, and then curling that chin in. Good. And then lengthen. And then release the hands from behind the hips and bring the hands just behind the thighs and feel the backs of the thighs. And they should be soft right now. And then from here, press the heels into the mat and draw the heels isometrically towards the sit bones. And just notice those hamstrings engage slightly. This is not a big muscular movement. So if you're putting 110% into it, just back off a little to maybe 50%. Perfect. And then bring the hands back behind the hips, fingertips point forward, shoulder blades on the back body, elbows soft. Big breath in, heart shines forward. Keep that muscular action in the legs so the heels continue to draw back. And then as you exhale, curl in and deepen the cat, this seated cat, so that you're curling all along the spine. Good. Then inhale, lengthen. Heart shines forward. Exhale, curl in. You may feel some rocking in the sit bones and the pelvis as you curl in and then lengthen. And keep the stomach muscles engaged towards to support the low back here. And the action in the hamstrings helps to open up the low back as you're working through the seated cat-cow. Good. Last time, inhale and lengthen, heart shines forward, pause here, and then release. And come back to tabletop. And shake out your wrists before going into tabletop. Work out the kinks, good. And then once you're back at tabletop, walk your palms, one handprint forward, curl the toes under, and lift the hips, coming up and back into downward facing dog pose. Good. And since this is our first down dog, keep your knees bent. Pedal the feet. Draw your attention to the base of the palms and press the hands into the mat there. Lengthen through the arms. Lengthen through the spine. And once again, draw the stomach muscles up to protect and lengthen through the low back. Beautiful. Inhale and walk the feet forward, coming into a forward fold. Feet about hip distance apart, knees bent, chin curled in and crown of the head reaching towards the mat. Good. Inhale halfway, lengthen through the spine and out through the crown of the head. Exhale, release, fold forward. Curl the chin in, and then inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release, forward fold. And do this one more time, moving with your breath at your pace. Long spine here, and exhale, release. Good. This time bring the hands to the hips. Inhale and come to stand. Sweep the arms out and up, palms meet overhead. Good. Think of that inner light that all of us have, that all of us offer to one another. Slowly draw the thumbs down over the forehead, over the nose to heart center. Press the thumbs into the heart center, shoulder blades on the back. And release the palms. Good. So mountain pose. Check your feet. They should be about hip distance apart. And toes pointing forward. Cyndy, place your hands, maybe turn towards the camera for a minute. And good. Cindy's got her hands in between her feet to judge the distance. Inhale, lift back to stand. Good. Bring your hands to your hip points here. Good. And then gaze down and check the alignment, hip points, knees, and feet. Good. And then release the hands to the side of the hips. Good. Lift and spread the toes. Good. Balance the weight over the four corners of the feet, so the ball mounds of the big toe, the ball mounds of the baby toe, and both corners of the heels. Soften in the knees. Tadasana. Good. Notice the strength of the pose. Stomach muscles lifting up and in. Maybe lift the corners of the mouth and smile. Celebrating Cyndy today, anyone who has a birthday today, any family member who's had a birthday recently. Hold them in your heart.
That of course includes you, Jenny.
Well, thank you. Oh yeah, thank you. All right, so Cyndy, let's turn back towards the top of the mat. Bring the hands to your hips and step the right foot back into a high lunge, but I don't want you to go too far. So everybody's high lunge is going to look different. It's just based on your body and what feels comfortable for you. In this high lunge, we're going to inhale and lift that back heel. Good. And exhale, lower the back heel towards the mat. So Cyndy, if you're feeling like you can't lower too much, yeah, bring the foot in a little bit. Good. So inhale, lift. Yep. And we're really just working the foot and the calf here. With the breath, inhale, lifting and lowering. One more time. Inhale, lift and lower. And then next time you lift, pause. And then rotate the heel towards the midline of the mat and lower the heel. Good. And then maybe work that left foot wide a little bit. So we're coming into warrior one here. And the feet can be on railroad ties as opposed to being in line with one another. And once you have that firm foundation, press into the feet and isometrically draw the legs towards one another, and then check it in with that engagement, not going for 110%, we're going for about 50%. Then inhale and sweep the arms up. Good. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Palms can come together in prayer. Think of that inner light that shines in all of us. One more breath here, and then as you exhale, release the hands back to the hips. Good. Lift that back heel and step back into mountain pose. Beautiful. Then we'll go to the other side. So stepping that left foot back and thinking carefully about how far you go back. Good. And then starting on the ball mount and lowering the heel. And feeling the stretch in the calf and feeling the work in the foot. Just repeat that a few times. Inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you lower. And then last time, lift and pause, and then rotate the heel inwards, and then adjust your stance so that you feel that you have a firm foundation in the legs. Press into the feet and isometrically draw the legs towards one another so you have some muscular engagement there, and then sweep the arms up to the sky. Good. Then draw the palms together. Reach those fingertips up. Good. Take a breath here. And then exhale and release the hands back to the hip. And step that back leg forward. Good. And from this mountain pose, inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms face one another. Exhale, sit back in chair pose, Utkatasana. Good. Lengthen through the tailbone. Shift your weight to your heels. And then isometrically draw the heels away from one another. Inhale to stand. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Bend into the knees as much as you need to and walk the feet back, coming back into a downward facing dog pose. Good. Pedal the feet here. Press into the hands, lengthen through the arms without locking the elbows. Lift the shoulder blades onto the back body. Draw the belly up towards the spine. Lengthen through the tailbone. Walk the feet wide. Inhale and lift the heels. Exhale, lower the heels. And do that 3 more times at your own pace here. Filling the lungs completely on the inhale and exhaling and letting go. And once you've finished that 3rd evolution, walk the feet back to the midline. And then begin to walk the hands back towards the feet. And into the knees as much as you need to here. Good. And really rest the belly and the chest on the thighs. Good. And then spider walk the fingers towards the top of your mat. Sit back in the heels and the hips any amount and feel a nice stretch in the back body. Releasing the head and neck. And then inhale, walk the feet or the hands back towards the feet. Good. Inhale halfway. Lengthen through the legs. Exhale, release, forward fold. And repeat that 3 more times at your own pace. Lengthening halfway. And exhaling and folding in. Moving the body with the breath here. Good. And after you've completed that last round, bring the hands to the hips. Inhale and come to stand. Sweep the arms out and up. Palms meet overhead and pause. Gaze turns inward for a moment. Slowly exhale the thumbs over the forehead, the nose, the chin, into the heart center. Gaze is soft here. How do you cherish you? Because when you do, that helps you shine your light. Releases tension. Acknowledges the fact that only you know how to celebrate you. Release the hands from the heart and draw them towards the hips. Good. Coming back to our mountain pose. Lift the toes, spread the toes, lower the feet. Good. Lower the toes, good. And then draw the toes back towards the heels and feel a little bit of a lift in the arches of the feet. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, sit back into chair pose. Shift the weight into the heels. Draw the heels away from one another. Lift the stomach towards the spine. Lengthen through the spine. Good. Inhale and lift. Coming back to stand. Exhale. And bring the hands to heart center. Good. And Cyndy, if you will turn and face the mat or the camera. Bring the hands to the hips, coming back into your mountain pose. Good. Start with a firm foundation. So lift the toes, spread the toes, and lower the toes. Good. Soften in the knees. Shift your weight to your right foot. Good. Begin to lift into that left heel and draw the left heel over the right ankle. Good. Hands can stay on the hips. Lengthen through the spine, hug the belly in. And then you can release the hands from the hips if you like. Arms, palms forward. You can separate the arms from the torso a little bit if you want. Shoulder blades on the back body, spine long. Gaze forward and down, finding a drishti out in front. And if this is perfect for you, stay here. If you'd like to go further, you're welcome to. And by going further, you can slide that left foot up the inner calf. You can bring it all the way to the upper thigh if that's in your practice. You can lift the arms higher, coming into full Vrikshasana, tree pose. Play around with the pose, experiment. This is your time on the mat, testing your boundaries, not pushing yourself to 110%, but experimenting. Good. And when you're ready, release. Release the hands, release the leg. Shake both legs out a little bit. Good. And we'll go to the other side. So starting with our firm foundation, lift and spread those toes. Shift your weight to the left leg and draw. Lift the right heel and draw that right heel over the left ankle. Good. Check in with that standing left leg. Maybe soften in the knee a little bit. Hands can come to hips. Good. And just pause and reflect here. And if this is perfect for you, stay here. Otherwise, you're welcome to explore any of the options we spoke of previously. So sliding that right leg up, exploring with the hands and the arms, testing the boundaries but not pushing too hard here. Exploring, breathing, finding a drishti. Good. And when you're ready, release. Bringing the arms down and then the foot down and shaking the legs out. Wonderful. Thank you, Cyndy. So let's go to the back of the mat because that's where we started here. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Walk the hands forward, coming into our downward facing dog pose. Last downward facing dog of our practice this evening. So pedal the feet. Lengthen through the heels. Make this your perfect down dog. If down dog doesn't serve you, you're welcome to come into puppy dog. One more breath here, and then lower the knees, coming into tabletop, and then walk the knees to one side, lower the hips to the other, and come to sit. Feet in front, knees bent. Perfect. And we're going to return to our seated cat-cow. So walk the heels out a little bit and lift the toes. Good. And bring the hands just behind the hips, shoulder blades on the back body, elbows soft, spine long, heart shines forward. Take a breath in. Press down into the heels and then draw the heels towards the sit bones. Exhale and curl in. Feel the movement all along the spine. Inhale, lift and straighten. Exhale, curl in. Belly lifts. And repeat at your own pace with your breath. 2 more times here. Feeling that movement all through the spine. Keeping the hamstrings engaged to open up in the low back and support the low back. Good. And then once you've finished 2 complete revolutions, I'll let Cyndy wrap up here. Come back to a long spine. Good. Heart shines forward. Engage those legs again. So pressing into the heels, draw the heels back slightly, and then sweep the arms forward, coming into a modified boat pose. You might feel this more in your belly here. Shoulder blades on the back body. Find your breath. Soften in the jaw. Lift the corners of the mouth. Find something to enjoy and celebrate in this boat pose or modified boat. And then exhale and release. Good. Walk the heels in towards you. And we'll do that twist that we did last week. So lengthen through the spine to begin with. Draw the stomach muscles in. Reach the right hand forward and wrap that right arm around both knees. Good. So the hand clasps the outside of the left shin. And then the left hand comes just behind the hip. Good. Lengthen through the spine again. Heart shines forward. Big breath in, and as you exhale, begin to turn. Turn to the right here. Actually, you're turning to the left, aren't you, Cyndy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So turning to the left, and then using the breath to soften a little bit, and then lengthen. Shoulder blades back and twist maybe a little deeper, but notice how the twist feels in the body. Good. And then inhale and come back to center, and we'll go to the opposite side. So sweeping that left arm around the legs, grasping the outside of the right shin. Right hand goes just behind the hip. Long spine, belly lifts up and in. Heart shines forward, so draw the shoulder blades back. Take a breath in. As you exhale, begin to turn. Good. And you can keep drawing that right shoulder blade onto the back body and drawing the heart forward. Good in this twist. Beautiful. And then relax and come forward. And from here, take a breath. Notice the body and how it feels. And then slowly make your way down onto your back. You can use your hands or your elbows to support you. You can roll down how Cyndy is. Getting down, yogi's choice. Good. So once we're here on our backs, bend both knees and bring the knees into the chest. Hug the knees in, rock back and forth, left and right. Low back massage. Bring the feet to the mat, walk the feet wide, extend the arms wide, and begin to windshield right for the knees to the left and then to the right. Inhale and lift, exhale and lower. Move at your own pace here. Exploring this movement in the hips and the thighs. And then come back to center. Lifting the knees, walking the feet in. Draw the hands down next to the torso. Flip the palms. Hug the shoulder blades on the back. Inhale and float the hips up, coming into a bridge pose. So think about knitting the ribcage together here, hugging the belly in, pressing into the feet, maybe lengthening out through the femur here. And exhale, lower. And then come into bridge 2 more times at your own pace. And if you like to use bridge with a block, you're welcome to put a block underneath the sacrum. You can interlace the hands underneath the back. But lift and lower at your own pace with your own breath. Soften in the jaw, the neck is long. Beautiful. And when you're ready, come down. And if there's one final pose you'd like to take tonight, please feel free to take that pose. You can come into full happy baby. You're welcome to do figure 4 on the back. Do another twist. So whatever suits your needs. And then once you've completed that last pose, come into Shavasana, and we are going to come into corpse pose, but you're welcome to do legs up the wall or Supta Baddha Konasana. Just get comfy here, feel well supported. In corpse pose, the legs are wide and the feet fall away from one another. The palms are flipped and the fingers curl in naturally. The neck is long. And take a breath and soften in the jaw and notice the support of the mat underneath you. We'll end our practice tonight with a final quote from Sarah's book called Simple Abundance by Sarah Van Brethnock. Every birthday, not just the public marker, is a significant milestone. Every age brings with it the hope of 365 real life lessons in loving, risking, surviving, overcoming, hope, and joy. We turn not older with years, but newer every day. Emily Dickinson reassures the birthday girl in all of us, girl or guy. And that is certainly something worth celebrating and giving thanks for. So if your birthday is today, tomorrow, or later this year, maybe it's in the past, or if you know someone who's celebrating, hold them in your heart. Wish them happy birthday. Cyndy, I hope you had a lovely day today. On behalf of Cyndy and myself, thank you all for practicing with us this evening. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're interested in supporting the studio, please make your way to the website where there's options to donate. And for that, the studio thanks you, if you're able. In love and gratitude, our class this evening is complete. Namaste.